thing I will say is, and to be fair, I'm not bothered because Arsenal fans are not great fans of me anyway, but I think they've become so entitled. Honestly, are Arsenal, I mean, playing against Wolves got more bad decisions against them in the last 15 months than any other club in the country, it feels like. They had some shockers against them last season. I just feel like every time Arsenal have a decision against them, it was a bad decision. But there is a definite exaggeration from Arsenal and their cohort of people in their sort of sphere about every time they have a decision go against them. It's like the end of the world.
I've seen me big pal, Big Meeks, saying it's the worst decision he's ever seen in Premier League history. I'm like, Hulk, I need to have a word with him. But I think it must have come from the fact that he's almost got it in his head before he's seen it. Everyone had heard about it before they'd actually seen it. So there was something in people's heads about, like, this decision is the worst decision. And I think the situation Arsenal find themselves in the league is that it feels like the one game away from a crisis, even though they're having a really good season. But because Liverpool are where they are and it's not Man City, there's this frustration and this anger that, like, this was supposed to be us.
There's an element of truth in what Carragher says there, I think, for Arsenal fans, but you can tell me in the comment section below. Make sure like buttons have been hit. Make sure you are subscribing as well if you haven't done so already. There's a lot of exaggeration here, though, from Carragher and Gary Neville. I wouldn't say Arsenal fans are entitled. In fact, let me pull that back. I think every fan base has a percentage of fans that are entitled. The bigger the fan base, the larger that number. And if we, for a moment, separate the crazies, people that send out death threats, scumbags, the people that are negative about everything their club does, or the people that never criticize their club or hold them accountable in any way, shape, or form. If we take out that really noisy minority of fans, the vast majority of Arsenal supporters just want to be treated fairly. How do I know this? Because I'm a Man United fan and I see and feel the same thing. Yesterday, the BBC trying to create a narrative about Man United they know isn't true, but they're still trying to create debates about it on a radio show going out to millions of people. This has to be pushed back against. When you hear Gary Neville sort of say that, well, Wolves have had more bad decisions, yeah, and their fans are online going crazy. You just don't see it because they have less fans. And of course, the media focuses more on the top 6 teams than it does Wolves, with all due respect to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And people like myself that care about referees being as consistent as possible and them being held to account for their mistakes, we called out those Wolves situations just as much. So Arsenal fans have the right to feel aggrieved. They have had decisions in title races where lines for offsides were not drawn. They have been given red cards for things that by the letter of the law are red cards, but that same level of scrutiny and sorts of pedantic following of the rules hasn't been applied to everybody equally. Arsenal fans are asking for, why is this the case? Can we have a conversation? What they then get from the 2 biggest pundits on television right now is them being told to shut up and be quiet. And for me, I just think that's completely and utterly the wrong approach. The more they try and silence this, the more they try and make it look like a cover-up, you're going to get this big, big pushback. Now, there's another video I want to show you from Gary Neville on the overlap. And this is very, very revealing regarding the situations with refereeing. It really, really is. Before that, though, I want to speak to you about Magic Mind. We've been working with them now for a little bit. And listen, it's a product I take. It's a product that's helped me with my mental health, helps me to focus, gives me more energy throughout the course of the day. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. And genuinely, with eating good and sleeping, this supplement here, and it's just in my bag, the daily bag here from Magic Mind, this 1 shot per day. And there's the last one in this bag. I've actually got the empty one from yesterday because I didn't clean my desk because I'm a bit of an animal. But one of these every morning and one of these every night gives you more energy. You can focus better at work. And the night's sleep you get is brilliant. Now, they sent me these free of charge. I've already ordered my new batch. But I can also get you a 45% discount on their website if you scan that QR code or click on the link below. And if 2025 is about you getting fit, getting healthy, having better mental strength as well, Magic Mind is the perfect supplement to help you get that done. So click on that link. You'll see it will take you straight to the website. You'll see Terry sent you for 45% off. Redeem that coupon straight away and get into it. Some great products on there. It's an amazing company. Go and check it out now. Now, let's take a look at this other video because I think it's very, very important indeed to look at this here. Now, this comes from the Overlap's most recent show. Take a listen. Let me refresh that. Sometimes
Completely
Is that
wrong,
his
that.
choice, though?
I think it's completely wrong.
How are you going to say it's complete? He's never sent off. He's had 47 games against.
Let's start that again because it didn't play the beginning of it. Let's listen again.
I don't know if I could.
He's been
play.
taken off the Arsenal City game, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
I've seen that.
Which I think that's completely
Is that
wrong.
his choice, though?
I think it's completely wrong.
How are you going to say it's complete? He's never sent off. He's had 47 games with City. He's never sent a player off once. He's sent off.
Oh, but you're now adding to it. You're saying
No, but the thing is, is that
City
that's
have
a fact, Gary. It's there for people to see.
He's refereed 47 games of City. City haven't probably made a tackle in those 47 games.
So he was a referee when Kovacic did a tackle above the ankle on Declan Rice and only got yellow card, and then was late again a few minutes later and wasn't sent off. And the excuse Oliver gave is he didn't want to ruin the spectacle. He was the same referee who who was refereeing the game where Doku studded McAllister in the chest. He didn't give a penalty. VAR didn't overturn it. So just those two incidents alone debunk what Gary Neville is saying. Now, I don't believe there is an outright conspiracy solely to stop Arsenal. But do I believe referees have biases? Yes, I do. Do I believe referees hold grudges? Absolutely. Do I think some of the media are now out? Listen, Oliver getting death threats, Oliver being abused. I don't know how he's abused online because he doesn't have any online presence, but him being abused is wrong at every single level. That doesn't mean we should stop having honest and frank conversations and seeking independent reviews into the refereeing of this game that we love so much.
Because they're 80% of the
Didn't
ball.
I see Doku in McAllister's chest not long ago?
Oh, no, righty.
No, wait a minute. I'm trying to say.
All security.
So,
See that Gary Neville and Roy Keane, but by the way, Man United legends, and I love them both. But they do that. Oh, here we go. Well, because you've been debunked, because your claim is false.
in respect of Arsenal fans and that, they're not supposed to feel that something's a little bit like that.
Honestly, I hate the idea of a referee being taken off a game. He's the best referee in the country. The idea that he would go into that game on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is, Sunday afternoon, and think that he's going to be basically swayed towards City or...
See, this is why I've got to stop him here. I've got to stop him here. I'm going to put this clip up, okay? Now, there's multiple news articles about this dating back to 2016. But take a look at this from 3 to 4 months ago on the same show with Gary Neville. Take a little listen.
Well, wouldn't be catching anybody, would he?
But do you think you sometimes judge because it is PGMOL, like, and he's known for fouling? Do you know what I mean? Like, but does it put a bit of
If it was you, Joe, I would go... Yeah.
Graham Paul once came in to do a talk for us and said that he carried over feelings and thoughts and emotions from previous incidents with players and instances. He did say that.
Surely you can't do that.
He did say that.
He did say it was, yeah, he came in and we spoke about it. The bottom line he was saying...
So on the same show, the same podcast with predominantly the same guests, you hear it there from the horse's mouth. They have been told by ex-referees that they carry biases over into games. And there you have Gary Neville today saying, I can't believe Michael Oliver's been taken off. So this just... Gary Neville has admitted, he's written articles about it, he's spoken about it on TV, and he's said it on podcasts, that he knows for a fact that referees hold grudges and take biases into the next games if fans give them stick, if players give them stick. So Oliver's been given a load of stick and some disgusting abuse, which shouldn't happen, but a lot of rightful criticism this week. How can Gary Neville sit there and say, I have no idea how he can be taken off of the game involving that team a week after that bad decision, which, by the way, was overturned in Arsenal's favour? This is absolutely ridiculous. And I know there'll be people out there, and big up to yourselves, Terry's just twerking for Arsenal. No, I want the professional pundits who are meant to educate us on the game to be honest and truthful. And this is not honest and truthful, in my personal opinion. It really, really isn't. Now, we have seen this week Lewis-Skelly attacked by the mainstream. By the way, this article is now deleted, stating that Lewis-Skelly was no victim, that his attack and his tackle was premeditated, whose only intention was to make sure Doherty wasn't able to carry on playing. Then says that Oliver is not the villain in this. Yes, he is. Oliver made a bad decision. VAR threw him under the bus by backing it, because that's what they tend to do, is they back the decision no matter what. They found a way they could justify it with the rule book, but didn't realise there's a litany of incidences that are identical where the same punishment was not issued. In fact, in the same game. That is what's been called out. But what you then get from the likes of Gary Neville, what you then get from some media outlets that have backtracked is Arsenal fans feel entitled. X, Y, and Z fans feel entitled. We shouldn't be criticising referees. They are human beings. We need to be more responsible. Then they need to be more accountable. If the PGMOL were more accountable, if the pundits called things out and listened to the gripes, the frustrations that fans had, and had honest, frank conversations, if there was independent reviews of the decision-making and performances of referees, 90% of this would go away. We would debate decisions still. We always will. The problem is, it's as clear as day that the VAR, and more so their bosses, the PGMOL, are covering things up. And instead, what we get is the media in cahoots, attacking Mikel Arteta. He's the reason fans feel entitled and kick off at referees because he instigates them to do it. That's from Gary Neville, by the way. He said that separate piece. You'll see it later on today come out. What are you talking about? Man United fans were like this throughout the whole Fergie era. You ain't calling him out, and rightfully so. Fergie called out terrible decisions. Fergie called out games where there was 10 minutes of injuries and substitutions and only 2 minutes of time were added on. Rightfully so, he called these things out. Rightfully so, he did this. I'm not going to suddenly change my stance now because it's coming from a club that I don't like. Because it damages things that Fergie did. And I won't do that. People often think I'm protecting Arsenal. I'm not. I won't attack Arsenal for things I'm proud that my club did. Because that's proper weird, mate. Look, as ever, I want your thoughts and feelings. Arteta attacked and slammed by Gary Neville. Arsenal fans called entitled. And now for me, which is clear duplicity on the overlap, where they're stating that it's horrendous that Oliver's been taken off the Arsenal game, when they themselves have revealed to us, the world, the millions of viewers they have, that referees certainly have a bias. I want your opinions. I want your thoughts on this. Leave us your comments below. Go check out Magic Mind as well. Genuinely gets me through my days, gives me more energy, helps me sleep better at night, and is so good for your health. 45% discount. Scan the QR code on the screen, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you. Peace.